Cara, welcome and congratulations on the subject. This is really a very interesting film in the fact that who watches the watchers? I mean, who does who watches the documentary makers
Yeah.
uh, and all of that? So it's kind of a reversal. There's something Twilight Zone-ish about it in the way that it has the
Mm.
twists. What a
Hmm.
great little film. Was it the script that attracted you or the people that you're working with?
Oh, honestly, it was both. When you get an appointment, you see the names first, like written by Chisa Hutchinson, and I knew her. I'm based in New York, and so I'm heavily involved in the theater there. So I knew that she was a playwright, and so I was excited, to read it, and I was like, oh, she's doing a film. So, and then I read it, and the story I felt was so timely and necessary, and also very fresh. I hadn't seen this take and this perspective on this issue before, so I thought it was a really powerful subject matter. The subject, so yeah.
And tell me how a little bit about your character, Marley.
Yeah, so Marley is an aspiring filmmaker and documentarian, and she looks up to Jason Biggs' character, who is Phil. His name's Phil Waterhouse, and she admires him and like pseudo stalks him. But she just knows his entire body of work, so she's super excited to work with him. And I really like her character because you think she's one thing when you first meet her, and then as the film goes on, the layers peel back and you realize there's really more going on with her. And a lot of people don't agree with some of her philosophies and the way she goes about getting ahead, but I really like complex characters. So I was excited to dive into that and explore it further.
Your cast here is so spot on, and forgive me for saying this, but I, would never imagine Jason Biggs doing a role like this because of his other things. And this blew me away. His depth and the way he took on Phil Waterhouse was just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people feel that way, but I had a feeling when I read that he was going to be playing the main character, and I was thinking like, oh, that's interesting. And then I thought about it, and a lot of comedic actors, people say that they are very serious people in real life. So I had a feeling that he would bring this, that he had the dramatic chops to bring to the table. And he did not disappoint. I remember seeing the full screening of it and being really blown away by everyone. But he really, set the tone, and he was phenomenal to work with. And he was a really brilliant actor in this.
This film is it's not a big budget movie. It's got a lot of heart to it, and yeah, it's probably done on the same budget that the catering is for Turner and Hooch. So I mean,
I don't know about that.
but I mean, for a small movie, this thing is really a powerhouse film. I mean,
Mhm.
as we talked about, your acting is great. Your crew, what a terrific set of people working behind the scenes in this.
Yeah, I mean, from top to bottom, everyone is really brilliant. And I think that speaks to our director and the production team really bringing together an awesome group of creators to tell this story. And I mean, I love indie film. I love films that center around powerful, meaningful issues and that move the conversation forward, especially with issues in the Black community in a positive way, and really not just focus on trauma, and really help us figure out what can we do differently, and makes us think about how can we move forward in a way that matters.
Do you want to hop behind the camera and direct at one point?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I
That
do. I would love to do that.
is it a control issue or is an artistic issue?
It's both. No, I think yeah, they're just. I really like producing. There's something about being able to, yeah, you just be able to put together a story, and really shape it, and really bring a team together that I'm excited to explore one day when I can. But I love acting. That was it's still a love of mine. So hopefully there's room for all of it down the line.
You live performance as well? Do you enjoy the theater part of your job?
It's so funny. Theater is what I fell in love with first. I didn't really think of myself as doing, I never really imagined doing, I didn't dislike TV. You know, you imagine yourself doing something, and it was stage first for me. It was, you know, being in theater classes in high school and doing monologues, and a teacher assigned me to read for colored girls who considered suicide when the rainbow is enough. And I was like, this is so amazing that, you know, these powerful monologues, and it was a great way of expression. But the theater is definitely my home. I like to tell people now I feel like I do TV and film to support my theater habit.
A lot of people feel that way. I mean, everybody seems
Yeah.
to love to go back after a few years and just get that immediate response from an audience.
Yeah, it's nothing like it. You know, you just, it's immediate feedback, and you really it fuels you as a performer. And I had to get used to that in film. Like, you know, we filmed The Subject so long ago, and I'm like, whoa, this story is so dope. You want to share it with people. And you don't get to, I didn't get to sit in a theater and watch it with an audience until like a year later. So that was something I had to get used to, that the patience that it requires in film versus with theater, you get that immediate, you know, response.
What's up for you next?
Well, you know, just back out here auditioning, the unemployed actor. No, Turner and Hooch is out now on Disney Plus, and the last episode just aired today, actually. So you can binge it right now, and yeah, just seeing what's coming down the pipe. I'm a
Are you
mom, so that's 6 a.m. every morning, nonstop.
are you good at auditioning?
Oh, it is one on. No, I will say I understand it more, but still, I get, you know, you think you're good at it, and there are times I'll go in for a smaller role, and I'm like, oh, this would be cool, and then I get in the audition, and I'm really nervous, and it still happens. So I think it's a practice, but I think I've gotten better at it. But I will not be so bold to say that I'm good at it yet.
Cara, it was such a pleasure to meet you and talk with you. You are just, as I told you at the very beginning when we met before we recorded, is you're a dynamite actress, and
Thank you.
I enjoy your work very much. And I want to see you behind the camera. I want you to direct something.
Thank you so much. I would love that too. Your mouth to God's ears, Tony. Thank you.